Crafty family, it's me! And today I've got something really cool to show you before we get into our project for today. My friend Sherry, or Cherie, I don't know, some people say it different. It's Cherie, Sherry. I guess it's Sherry. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce names very well, I guess. I'm pretty good with last names, though. I just suck with first names sometimes. But anyway, she sent me, remember I told you she was sending me a camera? Guess what? It's here! I got my camera! Yay! So this is the very last video that will feature my crappy phone. Aren't we happy about that? 3 cheers for Cherry! 3 cheers for Sherry! Yay! Thank you, Sherry. Everybody in the comments, please leave a thank you for Sherry. And her YouTube handle is Musekicker, Musekicker. She doesn't have a, she doesn't do like videos, but she has a blog. So I'll list her blog below. So yeah, thank you so much for this camera. I have been playing with it pretty much half the day. I went to work, but before work I was playing with it. After work I was playing with it. Check this bad boy out. And it's got a 10x optical zoom, which is like from this little thin camera, all of that came out. Isn't that cool? I love it. It's got a nice big display on it. It's nice and small. It's very cool. I love how it's so small. Like, it's like the size of a credit card almost. Like, here's a credit card. Look, it's like almost exactly the size of a credit card, just a little bit thicker, obviously. But yes, it's so amazing. I'm going to have so much fun filming. I will, because it came with a 16 gigabyte memory card, which will do about an hour, a little over an hour in full HD, which is, I like to do the best quality of my videos. So I will have a timer set. However, it'll only be a timer to let me know that an hour is up, because, and most of my videos are probably almost an hour, but not exactly. So the only time we're going to have to deal with a timer is just for me to remember not to exceed my memory limit on the card. But I am planning on getting a 64 gigabyte card for it, and then I won't have to worry about it, because that'll do like 4 hours, and I will never have to worry. I will never be able to sit here and do 4 hours of crafting without at least taking a break anyway. So I would never fill up the memory card in one sitting. It's not possible, because the only good thing about that timer going off every 10 minutes is because usually every 20 to 30 minutes, I usually need to take a break at least once because of my arthritis. I usually need to stretch myself a little bit, get a drink, go to the bathroom, give myself a minute to kind of, you know, because my hands will start to get crampy, my butt will start to hurt from sitting in this chair. So that's the only good thing, was I knew that at least every 10 minutes I was going to have the opportunity to shut the camera off and go take a break real quick. But either way, I'm just going to be happy not to hear that damn timer. I'm going to be so happy not to hear it. So yeah, so this will be the first video where we don't have to deal with the timer, because this little intro is going to be less than 10 minutes, and then I'm going to switch over to the new camera. Yay! So everybody, 3 cheers for Sherry! Yay! Hip hip hooray! Thank you so much. I'm so excited. So okay, I'm going to shut this camera off, this craptacular phone. Well, my phone's great. It's just, yeah, the whole recording of videos kind of sucks. And then we're going to switch to this one, so I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back, and let's make something with our new camera. Woohoo! I hope the video quality is good. Like I said, this is the first video I'm doing with this camera, so we will see, won't we? Let's hope. I'm going to look again just to make sure everything's kosher. Let me move this just a little bit. Okay. I like to make sure you're able to see the edge here. It's a little harder to see the viewfinder when I stand up and look to position it, so yeah, but that's okay. It's all good. So I've got some t-shirts. This is an old t-shirt that it's way too big on me anymore, and I just don't use it. And so I was thinking of doing something with this, or just kind of experimenting with it. And actually I'm going to cut it. This is the bottom of the t-shirt. It's got a design on it. I think you could see it kind of right here. And I want to cut it right underneath and keep like a loop of the material. Because what I think we're going to do, I'm going to try something. I thought of something today. I have no idea if this is a thing. I looked it up. I didn't see anything on YouTube. I don't know. Then again, you know, whatever. I have no idea. But I'm going to take t-shirt fabric and turn it into, this is like the bottom loopy part, you know, the bottom that would sit around your stomach area. This is like, it's in the two, you know, it's a loop. You know what I'm talking about, just so you have an idea. I'm going to take a t-shirt, this t-shirt, and I'm going to put paint sprays all over it and different stuff and kind of make it all different colors, and then I'm going to cut it into strips here so that they loop around, since it's doubled right here, and make like a t-shirt ribbon out of it, or a t-shirt kind of you know, kind of like there's that sari ribbon stuff, or I don't know what that is, but I seen it and I know that it's very multicolored and pretty, and it's got different patterns and designs, and I thought, well, you know, I don't have any of that, but I thought, well, and I know that's made out of like silk or whatever, but I thought it would just be fun to make up our own t-shirt ribbon, I'm going to call it. T-shirt ribbon. So that's what we're going to make. We're going to make t-shirt ribbon. I just made that up. Or maybe I didn't. I don't know. Maybe somebody else did. I don't flippin' know. And I don't really care very much. I am going to put on gloves for this because I'm going to be using my hands a lot. So I've got a couple of these fabulous gloves. We're getting serious now, folks. And I'm going to use my sprays. Now, I thought about painting it, but the paint's going to make it too stiff when it dries. So I figured my Glimmer Mist type of sprays and some of the other sprays I have, like from Deco Arts and stuff, I figured those would be perfect because they don't harden things. You know what I mean? I mean, a little bit of hardening is fine, but I don't want it to be like paint hardened, you know? Like where it's all like painted hard. Let me just grab colors that I want. I'll put some of the ones I don't want over to the side. Okay, got several. That one I already have out. That's a black. I don't think I'm going to use that. And since we're cutting it into small strips, I can't make a lot of like detailed designs because they likely won't show up. You know, if I was leaving it like this, that would be one thing. But because I am cutting it, like the white ones aren't going to do me any good. I don't really want any of the like tan ones necessarily. So, sorry, I'm not prepared. But what else is new? So I'm just grabbing a bunch of sprays that have colors to it. And I'm not using my homemade sprays because those are paint mixed with alcohol. And although that's fine, I want to use, I just don't want any like paint. Because I'm afraid of how it'll harden. Okay, so those are some paint sprays. Let's see, is there any more? Let me look really quick back here. I didn't realize I had this many paint sprays. Sorry. I apologize for my arms being in the way or half of my head or whatever. And then the other paints here from Deco Arts, I have those. We can get some of those out. We're just going to have a good old time. So, a bunch of those. Yeah, I really had no idea I had this many sprays until I started digging them all out. Just knocked something on the ground. What was it? Whatever it is, I don't see it now. Oh, there it is. I knocked this on the ground. Tisk, tisk. Okay, so I've got all kinds of paints here now. Various colors and such. So we're just going to spray and try to get sprays so that they're not all one color here, all one color here. We want it more like the colors can be like this, so it's different colors when I cut it this way. Because I'm going to try to cut it in like a 1/4 inch kind of strips. And I'm going to keep a baby wipe handy, or 2 or 4 or 8. I don't even know if I have that many baby wipes left. Oof. And they're very wet. And I'll keep my rag ready. Okay, so we are going to start kind of spraying, and I hope, actually, I'm going to stick this under here and cover up the side on that side and on the other side, because I don't want to spray everything in the world trying to do this. Okay, I don't mind if it gets on my mat. I just didn't want it all over the side where I have stuff over here. Okay, let's start with, this color's kind of calling my name. It's a turquoise from Deco Art. Just want to shake it because I believe it's like a shimmer spray. And I'll flip it over and do the other side too. And I'm going to add some other things into it. It's a pink, or what color is this? Primary magenta. Yeah, we want that. Cool! I'm getting it everywhere, ain't I? It's getting all over the bottles. That's not helpful. Then I can't see what the bottles say on them, so I gotta be careful of that. Maybe I should put that there. And I can keep it away from there. Okay. And we got this. It's called Yellow Green. Actually, you know what? I'd rather do the orange. There. And then do the green. This is fun. It's fun. This one sprays funny. Is it dried? I don't like how that's spraying. Let me see if I can unclog that. Because it's spraying funny. It's spraying too harsh. So I'm just kind of scrubbing at the little doodad, ooh, and dropping it on the ground, and hopefully I won't have to do much more to it. Let's see if that's any better. Yeah, it's better. Oh, now it's all screwed up again. Come on. Nuisance. Alright, well, this one will have to be used to do like graffiti lines with or something, because that one's whack. Whack, I tell you. Actually, I have another green if I could find it. This one. Nope, not that one. There it is. This one here will be better. Then I can add that into there to take away those, a little bit of the, there we go. And then we can use the yeller. And then we can do, get under there, you fool. You fool! Let's see, ooh, I have, wait, I want, oh, we could do another pink. This is like a lighter pink, I think. It's a lighter shimmery pink. See how there's a lot of like, the shimmer stuff is at the bottom. So I'm just getting it kicked up. Oh, that's pretty. Loving it! Da 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 da! I'm loving it. Something like that. And then there's violet. And then there is purple. I'm making a mess. Squirting it on everything. But that's okay. What do I do with the purple? There it is. Isn't that a beautiful rainbow of love? Oh my god, I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, I'm going to take the dryer to it quickly. And then we can flip it over. Okay, now we're going to flip. And I might have to do the inside of it because a lot of the color didn't come through. So I may have to go back over it just so I can get both sides. I'm going to be cutting off the little seam at the bottom, so I won't worry about that being folded under a little bit. Actually, let me fold this up and stick this down there, and then put that on top of it. Okay, so what colors do we have? We have turquoise over here, and then the purple over here, just so I don't get them mixed up. We'll do this blue on this end. Where's this lid go? Well, I don't see a lid off of one, so I don't know. This little area here, so I'm going to fold that in a little. So I did a darker turquoise and then a lighter turquoise and kind of make sure they marry together. And you can use whatever colors you want. You can use RIT dyes if you have RIT dyes and you want to use them. Have at it. Here's this, let's see, wait a minute. Actually, I want to go with a, what did I do? I did pink, orange, green. How about we do this blue? It's like a sea blue. Or sea green, I don't know what it is. One of those, sea something. I like how it looks when it comes in contact with the blue. Let's do a yellow, shimmery yeller. Very pretty. We'll even do a red. It'll just be a rainbow. Red, and then we will do another pink. got this one, which is a little different, I think, but I'm not sure. Let me spray this down here a minute. No, that's that one that's like a brownish color. It's weird. Here's a nice bright kind of... do I want to do that, or do I want to do orange, maybe? And then, yeah, maybe I want to do orange and then pink. Do I have a different orange? No, I only have this orange. I'll do this one. It's easier if you can get the fabric as flat as possible. Oh, this one's having a fit now too. Don't you hate that? Ugh, good enough. That one's not happy. Some of the Deco Arts ones get clogged, I guess, pretty easily. I don't like clogs. I'm not a clog fan. Now we could do the pink. Oh, this is a cool color. It's not pink, but it ain't bad either. It's like a purpley pink. And then we have did that one. What about this green? Or did we? Yeah, I don't think we've done this one yet. Those are fun. Okay, and then I think one more down here will do the trick. So that'll be perfect, I think. Don't you think? What do you think? Let me know what you think. I think it's pretty cool. Just need to find our winner chicken dinner. I don't know what color that is. It's like a red. Let me see. Yeah, it's like a red, and we already have a red. Well, it's a little different. That one's a... Well, no. Nah. Let's do... Did we do this blue yet? I don't think so. Let's do this blue. Ooh, that's a nice blue. No, we did not do this blue. Sweet. Okay, so let me take the heat gun to that and dry it up a little bit. Enough. Now, I lost my thing. What did I do with it? I'm losing everything over here. I don't know what happened to my wipey. I need another wipey. Oh, that one just had color in it. I just squeezed it out and it had color in it. Okay. I just don't want to get it all over the place if I touch it. I don't want to contaminate my color. Okay, so now what we're going to try to do is flip it over and do some more colors that are, it doesn't have to be the exact color on the other side that's in the same strip area, but it's got to be similar so that if it bleeds through, it doesn't make like a wonky, weird color. So we're just going to go with the similar color so that we hit both sides, because both sides of the ribbon is going to show, and I don't care about that folded over piece because that's being cut off right there anyway. Well, I better unfold it because it might have been on the other side, but yeah. Okay. So let's just... This is fun. We're making a mess. Woohoo! I can't get this to unfold. I hate that. When the bottom of your t-shirt folds up, it's the most annoying thing. Come on now. Cooperate. And like the little, see when you cut it, it curls up? That's what I'm depending on it to do when I cut it into strips, to like start to curl up. I think that would be pretty cool looking. So that's what kind of fueled my idea, because I was like, oh yeah, you know, I'm thinking to myself, when you cut a t-shirt, it folds, and I thought it would be just cool. Let's see, I'm going to try to start this. Alright, I've got the pink here first. So let's go with that. And we'll do this magenta, which is what I actually think I used here. is this orange, because this is the only orange I got. Crap. Yep, and this is the one that's spraying all freaking wonky. That's the thing that annoys me. If you're going to have sprays, paint sprays, you need to make sure that your bottles are quality so that you're not having to deal with unclogging crap the whole time you're using it, because that's not cool. Nobody wants to have to stop what they're doing to sit and unclog a bottle. And these bottles are clearly not the most quality bottles if their sprayers are constantly clogging. See, and it's just not letting me do anything. Extremely frustrating. Jeez. Okay, so the camera shut off, and I think it's because I have it on a wrong setting. Either that, or I have it just set way too high. Come on, glove, work with me here. And with the quality set so high, these gloves are making me mad. It's taking up a lot more of the storage space because, like I said, I only have the 16 megabyte card, which is fine because if it goes for 22 minutes, I think it went for, that's a lot better than every 10 minutes for now. And I can get another SD card. That's no big deal. Because an SD card is a heck of a lot easier to get than a whole new phone or a whole new camera in the other, you know, in my other, because with my phone when I was recording, it had nothing to do with the storage size of why it was doing that. It was just, that is what Samsung, for some reason, makes their phone do. That's the feature. I don't know why it does that. It just doesn't let high quality record any more than 10 minutes, regardless of what you're, I mean, I read all about it. I did my research on it about, you know, that it does that. And a lot of people are really mad that the Samsung Galaxy Note would do that because they think that it's just stupid. Okay, I've cleaned this and it still don't work. So screw you, Deco Art. Just screw you. So I'm going to have to put something else here, and I think I'll put this corally color because it'll go over the orange okay, I think. Because if it'll spray itself. Now this one don't want to spray. Ugh. Yeah, this is just ridiculous. Okay, we're going to go with yellow. Again. Or a different yellow. Let's see if this yellow works. Yeah, this yellow works. We'll go with this yellow. It's fine. I will transfer these. I'll get some bottles and transfer these into other bottles, like the ones I use for my homemade paints, because they work better. Okay, so now we got purple here again. I think this was the darker purple. Hopefully this one will work. Yeah, this one's working fine for now. Turquoise that I used, I think. And Jesus, there's a lot of things I want to say right now because this is really annoying. I can understand, you know, I guess I can understand even if you had to clean them out after you were done using them, but I'm not done using them, so they shouldn't be clogging. You know what I mean? Like there's no excuse for this clogging. It's just random stupid clogging. So this is done both front and back. It wouldn't have taken so long had it not been for the sprays being an issue because, you know, that's how it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop the camera, let this dry for a little bit, and then come back. I'm going to hang it over the back of my chair and let it dry. You could probably throw this in your dryer as long as you don't have anything else in there with it because it's a bit wet. So I'm going to let it dry and I will be back momentarily. Bye. Okay, so now what we have is it's still not completely dry, but it's not as saturated as it was before. So I just want to Now I'm going to sit back down. I was probably really loud just now. Oh, and as you notice, my desk looks different because I took the white mat that I had here off and put the black oven. I get the, this is a non-stick mat that goes in your oven. It's a little more flexible. And then this is my like hot glue kind of mat. I took the white one off because I loved that craft mat a lot. Because I like white craft mats, and there's just only one person that makes a white craft mat anymore, and that's the Ken Oliver best craft mat ever. And I want one of those really bad, but I can't afford one right now. So I'm using this one. My white one got warped because unfortunately it doesn't work with heat very well. So if I use my heat gun too much around it, it'll start to warp. And over the years, it just warped to the point that if I put a bottle on it, it would fall over because it had these bubbles in it. So I had to get it out of my way. It was driving me nuts. Like all my bottles, as I was trying to clean up, they were just falling over. So finally I just ripped it off and put this one down and attached it with duct tape so it wouldn't slide around, and then stuck this one on. So that's the story on that, if you're wondering why my desk looks completely different. So what I'm going to do is cut this seam part off, the hem, seam, whatever. I'm going to cut that off all the way around because I don't want it. That's not the part I want. Don't have an interest in that. So you get to suffer through me sitting here cutting it because I said so. And I forgot that right now the Creative Arts Collaboration hashtag event is going on, so I'm going to have to come up with a project for that. And the theme for this month is fantasy art. Hashtag fantasy art, is it? Yeah, hashtag fantasy art or something. So I really want to do something for that, so I'm going to have to come up with something. I just noticed it now. I always forget because I'm just always going like in 9,000 directions in my life. There's always so much going on, and I'm in so many groups, and it's hard for me to keep up with, and I don't want to not be in these groups. It's just hard for me to keep up with all of them, and I forget a lot because, you know, I'm kind of dippy that way. I just forget what's going on because, you know, between my work and my health and my financial situation, it's just, I'm under a lot of stress. Now, I'm not going to throw this away because I may find a use for it, but it's not what I want right now. So now what I'm going to do is I want to cut strips in this. And I want them to be, I don't want to cut, like I don't want it to be, I want to keep them in a loop for the time being. I don't know why. Maybe I shouldn't, but I'll try and see if I can do that. If I can't, then I'll do it that way. You know what? No, I'm just going to cut it because I will screw up if I do it that way. I'll end up doing it completely uneven. And I'm just going to eyeball it, and I'm doing it at about, I guess, maybe a ½ inch. And I don't want it to be perfect, so I'm not going to measure in any facet. I'm just going to eyeball the whole thing, and so some parts are going to be slightly thicker than others. And you know what? I didn't want to do that yet. Whoops. Hold on. I wanted to try something first, so I'll start on this side. Oops. Sorry, I screwed up already. I got ahead of myself. You can do that. You can just take it and start making strips with it. But I wanted to actually, I'm trying to think of whether I want to do it in the strips first or after. I don't know. Actually, I'm just going to cut it into strips and leave it be. Because they're so thin, if I was going to like take a stencil and spray, but the problem is the strips are going to be so thin that unless I had a fine detail and a lot of time to sit there and do it, it wouldn't come out right. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is because it looks cool, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for these to be like ribbons of some sort to use for various things like closing a journal or, you know, whatever, wrapping up, you know, something that needs a ribbon. And this would be perfect because it's a handmade t-shirt ribbon. So that's basically was my point in doing this, because I can't afford sari ribbon, and so this is going to be my faux sari ribbon, basically. Which I know that's like almost completely different, but not in my mind, because I've never had it in my hand, which might be a good thing, because then I can't say, oh, well, it's not the same. Because to me, this will be the same. Because that was, I know that every time I've seen that stuff, it was very multicolored and had a lot of different, you know, sometimes it had different patterns in it, and this isn't going to have patterns, but it's got that multicolor effect to it. Now I'm going to try to make one long strip out of this whole thing and see how that goes. But I don't know if I can do that. I might be able to do it. See, because if I slowly move it over, see, and then I can adjust this later. I can kind of taper it on that part, because that's the only part that's going to be that bad. And then I can taper it as I go from here on out. And just keep going all the way around this part, this t-shirt thing. Cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting. Oh, but you know. And you can do whatever size you want. If you want it to be thicker, by all means, make it 1 inch, make it 2 inches, make it whatever you want, make it thinner if you want. You know, you don't have to make it the same, you know, length that or the width that I'm kind of going for. But you could do it for, you know, if you have a specific project in mind you want to use it on, you can do that. Now keep in mind that because I'm not using RIT dye, if you use RIT dye it'll be waterproof. I'm using, you know, paint sprays. So that means that if you get it wet, it's likely going to run. So don't put it on anything wet, and don't spray it with any kind of water and then put it on a project. This is like to be kept dry. So like if you wrap a journal in it, it'll be perfectly fine, because who wets their journal? I don't know, you might. Beats me, but I don't, so it should hold up just fine for what I'm going to use it for. You can make flowers with these. You can cut them wider, which I might do that. You know, I might hold on to some of this and not cut it all the way down and take some of it and make flowers with it. That would be pretty cool. You could do all kinds of stuff. You could die cut it, as long as you have a steel rule die. You know, like Tim Holtz. Some of the Tim Holtz ones are steel ruled. Most of the Tim Holtz ones are steel ruled. They can handle material like this. So maybe I'll hold on to some of it for that and just go around a couple times. Getting a little fat there. Let's go back in. But that's the nice thing about it, because it's not all exact. It's nice, and it's got different widths to it, and it's kind of organic looking. And yes, I know if I had, if I used a rotary cutter, yada yada, but I'm not good with those. I'm better off doing it this way. Honestly, I'm really bad with a rotary cutter. I'm honestly better off doing it this way. Besides, I like the various lengths that I'm getting. Widths, I keep saying lengths. And obviously you could stop here and cut it off. I'm going to go a little further with it. And then I'll stop so I can save it in case I want to use it for something else. Because I'm sure I will come up with something to do with it, aside from just cut it up into ribbon. But I don't know. You'll have to tell me if you know that this is done before, because as far as I'm concerned, I didn't see anybody else doing it. So does that mean I possibly came up with an original idea? Holy crap. Haven't done that in a long time, have I? Doesn't happen often. The stars have to be aligned properly for that to happen. Is there a full moon out there? So I think I'm going to stop after I get up here to the next pink that I run into. So I'm going to end on pink. Begin on pink and end on pink. So it's just a couple colors away. My arm's starting to hurt. I'm like holding it up in this weird way. Well, this is the pink I was talking about. It's more purple, but we're gonna go with that. Or go further. Okay, that's good. Because there's nothing I'm gonna use it for. It's gonna be that long. So this is the piece that we have. Now, okay, put that aside. If you've seen this, would you not love this? I mean, is that not the coolest thing ever to have for ribbon? And you could do whatever color you want. You do not have to do these colors. You can make it a vintage looking, because you could take, I got fuzzies from the material. You can take like different tans and browns and off-whites and stuff like that and totally do those colors. You could do just, you know, shabby chic colors like light pink and tan and light blue and all that. So you can customize it to different projects. I wanted to do rainbow color just to see what it would look like, and because I like colorful stuff. But that is just really cool, don't you think? And there's a little bit of white, which I think looks cool. You know, like some of the areas you miss, I think that looks cool. I think it's just really neat. And yeah, you're gonna have some shedding, like it sheds a little bit, but that'll stop after it's, you know, you might want to stand here and it's snowing rainbow colored stuff. You can't probably see it, but I see it. Can you see it landing on my mat? This will stop after a while. It just needs to be, it just needs all its fluffing to be done. And plus it curls it up a little bit more when you do this, which is what I was kind of going after, because that's what kind of got me thinking. Was I was wearing a t-shirt earlier and it was curling up at the bottom, and so I was like going, I don't know, something on that triggered this whole ordeal. See, look, I've got like rainbow fibers right here. That's hilarious. I'm gonna wet them so I can scoop them up with a paper towel. Reach. So I can get them off of my desk. Look, rainbow fibers. That's funny. I find it amusing. Anyway, so that's what we got. Now it's all tangled, but that's okay. So I just think this will be cool. You know what I'm saying? Don't you? So that's it. That's what I got today. So you guys, I hope you guys give this a try. And everybody's got old t-shirts. And it doesn't have to be a white t-shirt. You could take a blue t-shirt and do like colors that would show up on it. Like purples and darker blues and stuff like that. And like fuchsia pinks and cover it. And it'll probably be fine if it's a light blue t-shirt. So, you know, like a tan, like a light tan, a light yellow, a white. You can use different colors. And you know, you can use that, you can leave it one color. If your t-shirt's like a blue t-shirt, you could just make blue and leave it the way it is and cut it, you know, so you could do that too. So yeah, I think it's fun. So you can get yourself like something to wrap it around after I tangled it completely. So, you know, get yourself some sort of spool or something to wrap it on. And you've got yourself faux sari ribbon or t-shirt ribbon. I don't know what to call it, because I honestly I don't know what sari ribbon feels like, so I'm sure it's not this. But this is as close as I can get because I don't have silk on hand. I just don't have silk lying around. So I hope you liked my video. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And tomorrow's Friday, and I'm very excited about that. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I hope you do what you love and love what you do, and be nice to everybody, and I love you. Bye!